Excellent.
Is that your way of telling me we're recording?
Are we recording? Yeah, we're recording.
We're always recording. I dare say in Art Fright tradition, Jamie, by God, Noguchi, how the fuck are you?
Good.
You sure?
I cooked.
Got some exciting hair going on over there.
Yeah,
you are peacocking like a motherfucker.
It's just coming out. I am going to do a mohawk eventually.
Are you?
But in the meantime, I have this weird. I could do like this weird Japanese, like high school gangster coif thing.
You've definitely got the most stereotypically Japanese hair I've ever seen you have.
Yeah, it could go either way at this point.
Yeah.
So.
I like your anime hair.
But yeah, for the show, it's gonna be mohawky.
Nice.
So Brandon Chalmers.
Jamie Noguchi.
How was your Thanksgiving? We got to do a recap since we didn't see each other last week.
We do have to do a recap. So, Thanksgiving was good. Managed to get through an entire meal without there being any sort of anything going on. No one said anything inappropriate. No one was difficult. Like, everything went relatively smoothly. So, like, that's fucking rad. So, big plus side high fives to that. With that said, there was the awesome part of having the Italian Thanksgiving along with the American. My wife's cousin married into a very traditionally Italian family, so the mother-in-law hand makes the stuffed shells, hand makes the manicotti, hand makes the meatballs, hand makes the sausage.
It sounds amazing.
Like, there's just crock pots on chafing dishes of just deliciously cheesy. Now, mind you, also the other thing, the hand-shaven Parmigiano Reggiano right off the fucking block, because she knows I like that stuff. Like, I was joking around with my wife's family on that side that I wasn't coming unless there was Italian food, and apparently the message got back to the Italian mother-in-law, and she was, to say smitten would be cut. She loved it. I walked in through the door. She walked across the room to meet me. Big hugs. Starts giving me the rundown of everything, and like made sure that I didn't even like. First round, I tried to get a little American stuff on there. She was having no fucking part of that. My first round looked like a traditional Italian, like Sunday dinner.
That's
just
awesome.
All of the things, and then some gravy, as she likes to call it, all over everything.
A little bit of gravy.
Oh my god, it was so good. So then, like an asshole, I went back in, had the second plate, because their family does do food rather well. They do a Cajun turkey along with a regular turkey. So there's actually a bit of spice for all those white people out there.
The Cajun turkey sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. And then they do a regular stuffing, then a spicy stuffing, and then, all the semi-traditional and traditional stuff. Like, they're the kind of family that offers the cranberry gelatin sliced shit along with the handmade proper cranberry sauce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like, well, I mean, because you're talking about doing dinner for, let's see, with the cousins and the kids and everything, I'd say conservatively 30 people.
Nice.
So you got to go hard.
Oh, yeah.
So that's definitely a nice experience for that. So that was good. How was yours?
That sounds amazing. Oh, also, you called me on.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
That's a Saturday thing.
Let's do
one day at a time.
Okay.
How was your Thanksgiving?
So we got into San Francisco Sunday, and then left on Friday. So we were in the city doing stuff. the campfire was still going strong. So we had to cut down drastically on the amount of walking that we do, because San Francisco is a very walkable city. You go there, like hills, places to go. You can go a lot of places just by foot. So we ended up taking a couple of Ubers, way more Lyfts than we ever do when we visit. So that was kind of weird. And then we all had to have our like masks on and stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it didn't even occur to me that would be affecting there, but of course it is.
Yeah. So that sucked. So like, I don't know, San Francisco, we've gone for so long, but there's a lot of the city that I haven't explored yet, and I know there are a lot of amazing places to eat that I definitely haven't experienced. And this year it really bothered me for some reason. It really bothered me. I was like, we're like 3 blocks away from Chinatown. We have access to some of the best Chinese food we will ever get on this side of the world, and we didn't get any of that stuff. Like, you know, it was a very disappointing food experience.
Were there family members in tow that were not having any part of this? Was there?
I don't know. I think there was
just traveling with your daughter make things a little difficult. Like,
no, I mean, we did make it out to the Japan Trade Center, Japantown.
Okay,
and we hit up a curry and a ramen place. Their curries are very good. Their ramen. I don't know if you've had disappointing ramen yet, Brandon Chalmers, because most of the time it's been with me. And I would never do that to a friend. Yeah,
I have, like, other than the traditional, like, 12-cent a pack if it's on sale, I realize, like, college ramen, no, but I know that's a completely different animal from real ramen. So I don't even know if that's necessarily even the same food.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like calling both of those ramen isn't necessarily fair. Like, to either one of them, because I think they each have their own staple. You know, like, when you are not feeling good and don't want to put minimal effort in, but want warm things in and around your face hole, fucking, like,
Instacup
15-cent ramen is awesome.
Yeah.
You hit a little sriracha on there if you're feeling saucy, you know, scramble an egg or whatever it is, throw it in there, or, or do the, the over easy, crack that bad boy in, get the yolk all in there, you do a little carbonara action.
Crack an egg on it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Pro tip, if you're going to crack the egg, I personally would pour more broth out and do a more traditional carbonara style feel. Then you want it to be big and hearty.
Yeah, that's what Audrey does. Like, she used to do that with her sister. Like, when they were home and they were just feeling terrible, they decided to do the ramen thing with the cracked egg on it. Yeah. Yep. So this curry and ramen place, the ramen is the curry is really good, but the ramen is and
that's a shame.
That's always sad. Like,
you always, like, I guess I think this is just a terrible white assumption here, that in that part of the city it'd be hard to fuck up ramen.
Yeah.
But I guess when you have that much competition, it's hard to figure out which place is great and which place isn't. Because, like, I don't know if I would trust Yelp there.
Yeah. And
like, you'd almost have to, like, find a family member or something like that, or, like, you know, some dude who looks like big. Yeah, you find someone who basically looks like Asian equivalency of me, like, looks like he knows what he's doing when it comes to some noodles, and just be like, where do I go?
You go here. You go
right.
there.
Yeah, and this dude goes, motherfucker, come on, let's go, and, like, just takes you on an adventure. You know, throws a smushy right up on his shoulders.
Yeah.
She's rolling around like fucking Master Blast you and your wife. Yeah. Like, I don't know what's about to happen, but this large man is taking us to noodles, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, as my aunt and uncle have gotten older, they get locked into the places that they know.
Yeah, everyone does that.
And it's become more of convenience rather than, like, taste. Like, I don't know, when I was younger, we used to go to Chinatown all the time, and we go to dim sum and, like, some weird places that I never recognized, but there was always one great food adventure during the week, and it just didn't happen this time. So listening to your Thanksgiving is a treat, because that sounded like an amazing meal.
It was definitely an experience, much like probably a lot of the people that we know. I was dreading a lot of Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
just because there's the potential conversation bombs that everyone is kind of trying not to trip over. And it was a very delightful moment where it was like, I managed to do some well-timed non-political jokes to kind of break the ice, like, sitting down near all of the other grandkids and nieces and nephews and stuff like that. So there's like varying ages of like 15 to like 3-year-old girls mostly, and then me and then my wife and then like a couple other cousins, and the gentleman, shall I say, that I don't necessarily agree with politically, but he's family. I'm going to respect him.
Yeah.
Sits down next to me and he goes, "Look at all the pretty girls over here." And immediately without missing a beat, I went, "Thank you." And because of little things like that, he kind of smiles, jokes around, and next thing you know, we are now able to, understandably, he knows where I lie, I know where he lies, but we both kind of went, "So how's work going?"
Yeah.
And just kind of completely avoided everything and had a meal the way you should do on Thanksgiving, if you can. I understand every situation's a little different.
Oh yeah.
But it was definitely a very refreshing sort of experience where, I left there and I was like, that was actually pretty good. I feel painfully full, but, conversation was good, which is a nice change.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, Jamie, there were 4 kinds of pie, a pumpkin cheesecake, and then a cake that straight had a fucking competition. Apparently, there's been a long-standing competition in my wife's father's side of the family where they make a cake. Half of it is topped with coconut. The other is topped with chocolate jimmies. It is the same cake interior-wise. It is an ongoing Hatfield and McCoy's level debate about the coconut v. Jimmy's. In a previous year, there was a demand that 2 cakes were made. I think the uncle who makes the cakes, an amazing baker, weirdly enough. You wouldn't expect it from this guy because he looks like every dude who said something terrible on, you cut away to him, in front of a Costco or something, and he says something awful that even the news is like, ew, we shouldn't have put that on. That's what that dude looks like. Amazing baker. Anyway, so he loves the coconut and slowly insists on trying to push the coconut further and further over. So the battle started up, and the next thing you know, come to find out, the coconut side gets killed first. What we didn't learn until after the fact is he had eaten almost 3/4 of the coconut side of the cake to prove his own point. Holding off on dinner to just destroy this cake so that he could literally watch another one of our cousins take a piece of coconut cake, finish off the coconut side before the Jimmy side was done, and then gloat around the room. And it wasn't until his wife, of all people, narked him out to everybody. Yeah, like fucking John Dillinger. His love turns him in. And
oh my god.
Fucking turmoil. It's turmoil.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that was a genuinely enjoyable experience in that sense.
I will say, Swenson's is a San Francisco ice cream brand. I think they used to be a national chain, but I think they're down to maybe two or three places in the city. The original Swenson's is 3 blocks away. It's a ye old soda shop ice cream place.
That's
and we always get ice cream from there, and it's always amazing. They have really great flavors that I don't like chocolate, but they have this thing called sticky chewy chocolate, and it's sticky and it's chewy and it's got the chocolate and it's just all in your face. So that was great. That was good. That was enjoyable. You can never go wrong when you're getting Swenson's, but just
little ice cream nostalgia is always good because it's the one place where you can get that one thing, and it holds that loving place in your brain.
Yeah,
that you're this is the thing I expect. And whether you adventure out and you get something else, you can always go back to that sticky chewy chocolate. And so long as they didn't fuck with it too much, you're going to be man, this is just as I remember it. Mm-hmm. Everything is right with the world. For 5 minutes, everything is right with the world.
Yeah, and I think it's still cash only. So if you go there,
I like that. Yeah, that's how you know a business is either good or a front for something else. But either way, I like it.
It might be a front.
It's hard. Honestly, so long as the ice cream's good, I don't even fucking care. Like,
yeah.
I assume the cost of real estate in that part of town, it has to be a front for something.
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
I could only imagine. I've heard stories about that, and like I think it's one of those, like, at this point, I think if you're in business in San Francisco, it's basically like webcomics. You were here since so-and-so and you own the building, so all you're paying is basically property taxes at this point. Because it's the only way I could afford it.
A friend of mine works at Salesforce out there, and Salesforce has 3 buildings in the business district. And they have like Salesforce West, Salesforce East, Salesforce Tower. And it's like this 61 floors of just stuff. So I got to see the city engulfed in smoke from the 61st floor.
Wow, that's cool.
So it was really cool, but like, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's getting pricey out there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Fun to visit, but I can understand why people are moving out.
Yeah, I would probably treat San Francisco similarly to a New York or a Boston or a Los Angeles, where it's like, I could obviously enjoy a couple days there, find some cool stuff to get into. It is not where I want to live.
Yeah. I think a couple of years ago, I contemplated maybe going out there and trying to see what we could do, but not now, man. It's just way out of our price range.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, that was the trip, basically.
So you got ice cream. You went to San Francisco and you got ice cream.
The ice cream was good and the curry was good, and then we did go to a dim sum place, and I sat at the kids' table, which is the best way to do these things. Like, if you have the choice between sitting with the adults or the kids, you sit with the kids, because the kids don't know what food is, so they're gonna eat like a chicken nugget. So you're gonna have all the food that you want.
Here I was thinking you wanted to watch these young impressionable children enjoy this stuff for the first time, and you can see the joy in their eyes. No. Jamie's saying they're all weak.
Yes.
And they're victims. So I'm going to take the best of this and then feed them whatever I don't necessarily want.
Yeah.
And run roughshod. You literally decided I shall be the biggest fish in this small pond.
Yeah. Well, and then you don't have to worry about like your racist uncle saying some dumb shit, like trying to drop knowledge. You just concentrate on Pokemans and eating the foods.
I genuinely, Jamie, I would really hope, and I'm sure it happens, I'm sure someone's going to give me a fucking story about it, that if you're getting dim sum in San Francisco, the racist uncle isn't there. Like, woo, okay, fun. All right, that's for after the podcast. Anywho's, so, yeah, that's an interesting slice of life there, Jamie Noguchi, though I did have something similar happen on Saturday as I segue.
Okay.
So I did text you on Friday asking where I could get the aforementioned Dan noodles that you had gotten for us both at like art fight parties and get-togethers at my home and what have you. And Jamie, could you give a brief description of what Dan noodles are, so this way I don't fuck it up? So
I think they're like rice noodles.
Yeah.
And they're very thin, and they're usually covered in this. It's Szechuan style, so it's spicy.
Right.
They got like minced pork in there, and they put this spicy sauce, and you mix it around, and you put it in your face, and it's a good heat. It's the kind of heat that when you eat it's spicy in your mouth, but it also warms your tummy and your chest and stuff.
And it builds over time too. Yeah. So like you can like if you're not super into spicy stuff, you can have a fork or two and be like, this is tasty, but this isn't for me. And if you continue to eat it, you can be like, this has got some damn good heat, and I'm a happy camper. Yeah. Like, it's all about what your intake level is. So I made the decision that every year, my wife's mother's side of the family, they all get together the Saturday after Thanksgiving for what's called a Trim the Tree party. So one of them has a rather nice large house for anyone listening who happened to go to it, it's where I got married. So there's a great room that's there. They have a gigantic Christmas tree, and the idea is the family all comes over. We all kind of potluck food, and then we all decorate the tree together and kind of kick off the holiday season. Super chill, low-key sort of thing. All the kids hang out and everything. Really nice experience. So usually everybody's been making a whole bunch of stuff. In previous times, I have been slowly introducing heat and spice into the family as I've made things like a curried chicken salad. I've done, what else did I do? I did a Nashville hot chicken. Yeah, I straight figured out, I got a knockoff version of the Hattie B's Nashville hot chicken sauce recipe. We sourced local fried chicken from there, made sure it was all nice and hot, good crispy stuff, and then I doctored a bunch of them up. I also ended up making a spicy barbecue and also a proper honey mustard to do along with any of the sides the last time. So like I've been kind of introducing heat. So I decided this time I was going to introduce an entirely white family in northern, like, Bumblefuck, for anyone who's familiar with Westminster. This is like north of Westminster. Whew. People who have zero experience with Asian culture. Like, you're talking about wouldn't know a Szechuan pepper if it literally hit them in the face. They'd be like, what the fuck is up with that leaf? I don't understand. So, like, would not know what's going on. So I decide that I am going to get a wild hair up my ass. Jamie Noguchi, I live in Baltimore.
Yes.
Now, they are shutting down 895 for anyone local, so the trip down to A1 Szechuan Gin River, come to find out after I'd already got started, was 1 hour and 7 minutes there. I then contacted them about halfway through. I placed an order for a large thing. She said, do you want it as a tray or do you want it as tubs? I said, I'll take it as a tray. There's a party tomorrow. She says, okay. Don't know why you didn't order tomorrow, but whatever you want. I get in there, right? Now, Jamie, I've been there with you before. This was my first foray into the restaurant by myself.
Yeah.
To say that it is a not necessarily comfortable environment for a doughy white boy like myself I feel as though is an understatement. It is an incredibly intimidating situation for anyone who doesn't have any sort of like real confidence in themselves.
I go there all the time. They recognize me. I still get that feeling. So it's not just you.
Right. Yeah. Like this is like if anyone has ever walked into a Chinese restaurant and felt like it's a library, only there's someone behind the counter with a fucking meat cleaver, like that is the feeling that you get when you walk into this place. And because they serve predominantly traditional Chinese food, they don't fuck around. So there's no like sweet General's chicken bullshit on the menu. So it chases away guys who usually look like me. So when I walked in, the staff was confused. Like, I walked in, the dude who would normally seat people looks at me and kind of gives me this look like, are you lost?
Is he the one with the glasses? Do you have glasses?
No, younger gentleman. Okay. I'd say I had probably 3 or 4 years on him.
Okay, like, he's new then.
And that's fine, but like, I think he was he had a genuine look of kindness on his face. Like, friend, I'm not sure if you realize that this isn't like your regular carry-out Chinese place.
Yeah.
You may be lost.
This ain't Panda Express.
Right, yeah, like, so he walks up to me and he goes, can I help you? And I said, yeah, I'm here to pick up a carry-out order. And he goes, oh, right over there. I was like, cool, thanks, man. And I just, like, walked right past him, and I could feel him looking at me like, how the fuck do you know about this place and who told you about it? Like,
It's interesting because right across the street is, like, I think it's called Peter Chang's. And yes. it's a more upscale, it's a fancier restaurant that's gotten written up in a whole bunch of places.
Yeah.
And that's like in Rockville Town Center. And I feel like that restaurant, it's not necessarily like toned down Chinese food, but it caters towards more of the non-Asians than Szechuan Jin River. Right. And also the spot next door is very friendly to like non-Asians. So well,
that's the thing though, is to be 100% fair. Rockville has a large Asian community. So therefore, you get this kind of mix of like trying to cater to rich white people and trying to cater to the traditional Asian community that lives there and has thrived there and what have you. So like it's a real kind of mix. So you get the chance to get some really good shit if you want to.
Yeah.
This is why I took the trip down to Rockville to actually go get it. I'm not fucking around, kids. If I'm gonna give white people fucking Szechuan food, I'm not gonna fuck around. No fuckery to be had in this dojo.
You're not getting Go Panda Express on your
Exactly right. Yeah. So I go walk up to the lady. I say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up an order." She immediately, of course, recognizes my voice, and because I mean, honestly, the dulcet tones. How could she not? So she laughs and she's like, "So a party?" And I said, "Yeah, there's a party tomorrow for my family. My wife and I were talking, and we said that we really wanted to get Dan Dan noodles." And admittedly, I was kissing her ass at this point just to kind of see how much kindness I could get out of her, because like I'd never seen anyone in that place smile, and she was smiling at me, which I was floored.
The older ladies will smile at you.
Yeah, right. But like I wasn't expecting necessarily quite that back and forth. I've never gotten that. So when I was talking with her, she was like, "So where's this party?" I said, "Westminster." She looked at me like somehow like she was about to ask me, "Are you Lewis or Clark? I'm confused which one. Why would you take this expedition with our noodles? Like what? Why go west?" So like I think she was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, and I told her, my wife and I were thinking about this. When we think Dan Dan noodles and we think the proper food, we wanted to come to the only, and this is what I told her. I said, "The only place that I think of for proper Dan Dan noodles is here." She smiles, looks at me, and goes, "It's the nicest thing anyone said to me in a very long time." And I said, "Well earned."
That's adorable.
She makes sure to like cinch up the foil around it, like she ties up the bag all nice and everything else like that. She's got a sheet of cardboard on, like she's making sure I'm getting this bad boy home.
Yeah.
And like I explained to her, I'm like, "Yeah, I've got a family who's never had this stuff. I thought it would be a gentle introduction into the Szechuan pepper." She laughs. She goes, "You'll have to let me know how it is." She's like, "I'll remember you." I said, "I have a feeling you will." And not that I'm throwing shade or anything else like that, but let's be realistic here.
Yeah.
So, I take them up there the next day. We reheat them. Of course, they're noodles. They reheat well. Everything's good. My wife's mother's family is white as the driven snow. The kindest way to put that. They white. Like they're hey, this mayonnaise is spicy.
I was just about to say
Boone kind of white. So when I watched them after I churn this fucking tray of noodles around them,
you got to get the spices on there.
Right. When I watched almost all of them, and I'm talking like the better part of 25 people, almost all of them go back for seconds, I realized that the theory that I've been throwing out there for all of these podcasts is fucking true. White people like proper food. They just don't know how to get it. They won't, cause, like, once they figured out, because, like, they asked, they're like, "Brandon, these are really good. What are they?" I explained what they are, and they're like, "Where did you get them?" And I said, "It's a place called Szechuan Gin River. It's in Rockville." And they gave me the same look that the dude who saw me walking into the restaurant gave me. The fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I literally looked at them, and I said, "If I'm going to give you an experience that you would not necessarily give yourself, I am not going to half-ass it. That's my gift to you." So, kids, here's what I can tell you. The next time you have a family gathering and you decide that, I don't know what I'm going to bring, yada, 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 maybe I'll make some meatballs or maybe I'll do something, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. Whatever. If you have people who are coming to the party who have that traditional culture or it's a mashing of cultures or whatever it is, great. Don't be the white guy trying to educate everyone else in the room. If you are going to a family event or something of the like, and you're like, "Hey, I want to do something good," find that off the beaten path place.
Mm-hmm.
Ask a friend, make sure you got it right, take a little trip, and introduce people to something new. Because you know what the funny thing is? That Friday, we also went to a there's a new the fuck am I talking about there? It's a Korean fried chicken joint down in South Baltimore.
Oh,
I introduced my mother-in-law to bibimbap,
yes.
to udon noodles, to Korean fried chicken, both spicy and the ginger whatever it is. I can't remember what the other flavor is with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then beef bulgogi.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we got some bowls, we got some chicken to share, whatever it is. She'd never had any sort of Korean food.
Wow.
Loved it.
That's awesome.
So I managed to run the cultural gamut and introduce white people to just all of the food.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
So I appreciate you humoring me with my text messages about noodles out of nowhere. God, if there's any positive to be had with the text message and the breakdown of communication in modern culture, the randomness of being able to be like, hey, where the fuck is that place that I got the thing and the thing from? Not how you been, not hey, have you landed, not when are you getting home, just where the fuck them nudes. I need them nudes.
I need them nudes. Send nudes. New phone, send nudes.
Send nudes, yes. New phone, send nudes.
Well, the Sichuan River, there's this place.
Right, yeah. Yeah, when you started giving me fucking options, and I'm like, God damn it, Jamie! I wasn't looking for multiple choice.
Well, there's Bob Shanghai, there's Sichuan River, there's... Anyway. I wonder, there's gotta be stuff around there that's not necessarily Asian, but there's gotta be, like... It might be interesting one day to just take, like, a food journey and try to find, like, whatever, like, who knows? Baltimore might be like the Slovakian cuisine capital of nowhere, and no one's telling anyone.
Right, but like Baltimore itself has a very strong Greek town. You can get great Greek food there. Like there's quite a few. If honestly, like if you're looking for traditional American style Chinese food, go into any corner joint in the shiftiest part of Baltimore, and that food is going to be fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't pay attention to how clean it is. It will not be clean.
Oh, yeah.
The food will be fucking great. Like,
yeah, that's where the flavor comes from.
Right, yeah. As I've heard it joked around about by some family members who were Baltimore City police officers, hood Chinese is best Chinese.
Yeah.
And fair enough. Like,
it'll fill you up when you need it. Right. It's not going to make you shit yourself.
Right, yeah. So, like, I got no argument there, but like I don't know if once you get outside the city, if there's much culture. Like for Westminster, fuck. I can't think of. There's like one decent barbecue joint out there, and even that's a fucking hike away from even the main-ish part of town.
Yeah.
Like they pretend to have an Irish joint, it's definitely fucking not. The one decent Mexican restaurant up there expanded and then cut their menu quality in half to make up for the yeah.
That's
so like
sad.
Yeah, I don't know if once you get out in the sticks, I don't know if there's much culture to be had there. Like unless you're going to go with like Appalachian style culture and you're going to really start getting into the mountains and do some very traditional style sort of food where you can get okra done properly and like bordering on almost like Southern cuisine.
Yeah, like
at that point,
like a good version of Cracker Barrel.
Yes,
like a real, because like when you go to Cracker Barrel, you are going to get a plate of brown.
Yeah,
whatever it looked like in the photo, it's going to be a brown mushy mess, and it's going to be disappointing.
It's a question about what color gravy do you want on it,
and it's going to piss you off because you spent an hour driving out of your way, coming back from a convention that you spent way too long at. And you just want to get the fuck home, but some asshole wants to go to Cracker Barrel.
Let's be fair. Not an asshole, was trying for best intentions, and the my feelings about this person. I hope that in that case, they were genuinely trying to give all of us a hearty and delicious meal, no matter how annoyed I was about it. I will not throw shade in this sense. Also, the fact that this person may or may not actually watch this, so I'm not going to be that person. Like, I'm not. They know who they are. He had an experience. There was debating responses on it. I had country fried steak with a white gravy. So like, look at me. I'm fucking built for country fried steak. I don't fuck around when it comes to that. Like, my body's built for gravy and like it's a filter. Like, you know those special drinking straws where like you can fucking like kneel down at some toxic, like you could go into the Chesapeake Bay, like dip your ass over by the aquarium and like drink the water there and be like, I feel totally fine. That's what I am. Like, leptospirosis doesn't fucking make it into this gravy train. It doesn't happen.
Man, look, when I want to go home and I'm trying to get home, all I need is a fucking 7-Eleven spicy meat patty, and I'm good to fucking go.
Like, you're talking to the dude who would gladly stop for just fast food always like on road trips.
Bag of Doritos, can of Coke.
That's what they make the fucking Turnpike for.
Spicy meat patty.
Special. Where else can you get the Nathan's mini corn dogs and their little crinkle cut fries with the little tiny forks?
I know. I mean, we wouldn't have been hitting up all of those fast food places if I didn't have to leave so early on Sunday morning. Saturday night, we would have gone up and we would have watched our friend beat the shit out of his other friend, and then we would have come back home.
Anyway, okay, I'm not mad. Not mad.
But I think
we'll talk about a potential plan after our next show.
Yeah.
That may be crazy enough, but we'll talk about that after.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it would be interesting to see like the hidden gems of like the burbia, I guess, because there's got to be something.
There's got to be some stuff. Like,
yeah.
You know what? In all fairness to Westminster, there is one place. It's called Boggers. It's an apple orchard that is up that way. They have an incredibly traditional American-style diner-ish sort of thing that's done almost like a grandma's sort of kitchen. They do a proper breakfast, and they do a proper breakfast in almost a challenge sort of thing. Ooh. Where it's like was it like pancakes or French toast, and then piled on meat, and then like grits or sausage gravy, and then something else, and it's almost like a KFC double down or a turducken breakfast, where like you get like this just mountain and like 2 forks, and the lady just kind of walks over, smiles, and goes, "More coffee? You good? All right, good luck." And just kind of walks away, and I'm just like, motherfucker, look, this is Clean Play Club. I don't know if you've seen me, but like I'm going to Pound Town. This is what's about to happen.
Yeah,
Gravy's gone. And I remember regretting my life and breathing heavily, and then immediately going outside to like their big orchard market, acting like I was going to end up buying a bunch of fruit, and then bought fucking pies because they make amazing pies.
Do they have apple cider donuts?
Yes. Oh. Not the way that you can get them in New York, because this is the problem also.
Right.
Super Arfight Super Friend Emily, Fangirls Are We on Instagram, she comes from upstate New York. So she, God love her, but she ruined all of us because during a Kineticon years ago, she brought down real apple cider donuts.
Oh, motherfucker.
And to this day, I've never had the same.
There's some good ones in Virginia. There's this orchard near onsen, which is a traditional Japanese bath. It's like a bed and breakfast that they have somewhere in Virginia.
Yeah, I've heard Jesse Pascal talk about this.
Right. And near there is an orchard, and they do apple cider donuts.
Okay.
And it would be great to do like a side-by-side someday.
Like a cider off sort of thing. Yeah, like I could see that. But anyway, yeah, so they do a lot of traditional stuff, but like mostly it's their baked goods. They know how to do proper turnovers, proper pies.
See, that stuff is awesome.
Baked goods, they can fucking have... White people are great at baking shit.
Yeah.
Like, you just are.
Yeah.
It's just a statement of fact. Like, if you're like, hey, there's a bunch of stuff, but we put it inside of a pie crust, immediately I'm like, go on.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Chicken pot pie, you say? Go on.
Well, and also out, if you go up 27, heading up towards where Kelsey is, you pass Chubby's.
Yeah.
Chubby's is pretty good.
Chubby's is pretty good, though I don't think it's worth the drive. I think Chubby's is one of those things where you only think it's really good because you have nothing to really compare it to. There's not another great barbecue joint up there to fight with. I'd argue, if you stopped by and got some Mission Barbecue carryout and took it into Chubby's, you'd have trouble telling the difference, only you'd realize that you pay twice as much at Chubby's.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I just think there's got to be food out there, because like you said, people like to eat good food.
I think it's a varying degree of good. I think once you get out of the city and people become, for the lack of a better way to put it, fatter or more hardy, I think it's more of a like it's a volume and filling feel over a satiated trying to find and I throw out a term that I don't necessarily understand or even know if I'm using it properly, but like the umami, like there's nothing like there's not an interest in balancing the palate so much when you're getting up there. Like when you're doing a traditional like biscuits and gravy.
Right.
I'm not looking for sweet at that point or like rounding out everything. I want it to be buttery and salty and filling and like I want the sausage to maybe have a little spice in there, but like I'm missing a couple of the like of the flavors. I can't form a Captain Planet out of the flavor circle that's going on here. Like I'm missing the water in the heart. Like I need my tea at the very least.
There's a great biscuit place in Towson.
Yes.
That just opened up because we went there. I forgot why we were up there, but we went there. Audrey went to the place that's in Richmond. So like they have one in Richmond, they have one in Towson, they have one somewhere else, but they're like all over the place. But that like there's biscuits and then there's biscuits.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's the kind that's just mushy cardboard and it holds whatever you put in it and you shove it in your face and you're good. And then there's the flaky, the steam, like when you see the commercial where the steam rises, you get one of those biscuits.
Yeah.
And you know, you can tell.
It's a game changer. It's totally a game changer.
And you're spoiled for all the other biscuits you've ever...
Jamie Noguchi, I'm telling you right now, I think that's the thing that we're learning. Traditional white food is baked goods.
Yeah.
That's one thing that white people, I think, have over a lot of other cultures. Not necessarily always, because I'm sure, like, Jesus Christ, if you tried to have a biscuit off between the cultures, like send people into the South and you could start a fucking race war between deciding whose biscuits are better.
Oh man.
But like I think a based on a baked good sort of thing, I definitely think around here that is the contribution, because I don't know if where you are in Rockville you could end up getting a like really good biscuit or like a proper handmade pie. Especially without paying a ton of money. Like I don't think you could get a proper handmade, slow cooked, properly spiced apple pie for $15.
No, I mean we have a place that does pastries, like French style, but that's like
something totally different.
It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same.
So I think that might be the contributing difference here is like I would definitely head north if I was looking for baked goods. If I'm looking for traditional Asian food or any sort of like Asian culture, I'm going to head near-ish to DC. Like I think that's got to be kind of the whole thing.
I think so. I think you're right.
But you know, it's an important sort of middle ground that that people know. But I also think that's probably the cultural difference too. I don't know if your experience, how many Asian people are like jonesing for biscuits and gravy?
I mean,
probably your brother, but like any one of them who's not a Noguchi.
Yeah, I don't know. My mom's favorite meal is ribs. Like, give her a rack of baby back ribs and she will kill that shit.
I absolutely, and I make the standing statement and let the internet document it. I would pay to sit down and watch your adorably sweet mother house a rack of ribs.
Yeah.
Just fucking like sit the Fred Flintstone level rack, like the gigantic meat keyboard going near her, and watch her fucking tickle the ivories for about 45 minutes as she slowly just decimates ribs.
She'll be the last one, but she will eat them all.
That's fine, but like, because I'm sure there'll be just the sweetest voice and like all of these nice little comments over just the devouring sounds. Right? Yeah. I don't know if you saw the viral video of the otter who is like slowly eating things, where you just hear the like, that's the noise I expect to be getting in between delightful conversation.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think
The fuck are we talking about today? Is it just food, or we're not going to get into a topic? We're just going to.
Well, we're running so long. I figured we just.
Oh, I know we are.
We just end this one out this way. I had an idea, but it can wait because this is good. Like,
do we have a quick one that you wanted to try and bang out?
We don't have a quick one.
Right on, fine.
Yeah, no, but like fine. Food. It's it's
we
the holidays. We always circle back to food.
We should just end up doing a food podcast at this point because it's essentially what we're doing. Like,
we need to get someone to. We'll do our own version of drivers, dine-ins, and drives, but it'll all be Maryland stuff. Like, this is where you go to get a good pie. This is where you go to get like some good ass Chinese food. This is where you go to get Ethiopian.
Damn it. So long as I can do the old California's Gold Huell Hauser thing, which, kids, if you haven't seen this, go ahead and type in California's Gold Huell Hauser. Search that best of. There's a dude who does an MPT-style show in California where he just shows up to places with a cameraman and a microphone and does a tour of things that you never wanted a tour of. Right? Tour of a tortilla factory? Brace yourselves, because this man's about to spend half an hour walking around with somebody who is never given a tour. And, like, one of my favorite things, he does an interview with someone at a place called the Baghdad Cafe that was like featured in a movie. Can't remember what movie. He has an interview with the owner of the Baghdad Cafe. The owner of the Baghdad Cafe isn't physically there. He's on the phone. They haven't planned this, so it's not like you're patching through and you're hearing the phone. You're getting a one-sided interview of him talking through, like, and he doesn't even do the normal thing, like you end up having a friend who's having a conversation with somebody where they're repeating what the other person is saying out loud because their phone isn't nice enough to have a speakerphone. He's just having the one side. So he's literally like, so what you're saying is that the picture of Burt Lancaster on the wall just doesn't have anything to do with the decor in here? You just like Burt Lancaster? And I'm fucking losing my shit. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And I end up down a goddamn YouTube rabbit hole where this dude's in the background. By the way, I think he's a former Marine. Like, he has the voice of the dude from the B-52s.
Oh my god.
But is like a 6'4" waffle stomper wearing Marine. So like he's in like golf pants and a polo and like clearly military boots.
Yeah.
And so like I remember back in '68 where I fucked somebody up. Like, so, like it's genuinely scary because like he hulks over everyone else in the room too. Like I've seen many an interview where he'll be like at a factory somewhere, and there'll be all these sweet older ladies who've been working at the factory for like 30 or 40 years or whatever it is, and like, and he is just hulking over them, and I just watch them like staring up at him like, Mr. No, no, please no. So what you're saying is you recycle tires here, so you burn rubber in actual sense. I have an AMC Pacer outside. It burns rubber like a motherfucker. I'm telling you right now. Fucking Jesus Christ.
That sounds like the best TV ever.
It's the worst TV ever. Like, genuinely. I am wrong for suggesting this to watch the best of. Don't ever fucking put it on again. But Jesus. Fuck. God, that guy's amazing. Anyway, yeah, so if I can be the Huell Hauser of Baltimore...
Yeah.
100% go no go for launch, and this goes back to my old theory in the previous episode, God only knows what number it was, where I talked about having like a traditional style like Baltimore Sherpa, where I take family from out of town and go, all right kids, let's go get crabs, let's go do all the other white shit, let's go wander around and show you the experience of what it's like to experience Baltimore.
Yeah. From
the white side.
We should do that in the spring or in the fall or in the summer sometime, like when it's more fun to walk outside than.
Yeah, I think the spring. I have to be comfortable in a pair of khakis if we're going to do this. Like,
I think we know people that could film it.
I mean, we have cell phones, so
well, that's true. We could do it ourselves, but we know people with way too much camera equipment.
That is very true, but. One of them just had a kid, and the other one's moving to, like, Iceland or something, so... Hey, man, good on you. Just when I thought you couldn't be more into white culture, you just fucking, like...
Who's moving to Iceland?
We'll talk about that after the fact because I don't know if I want to put their name out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. It's nothing. The same person who happened to film the Art Fight streaming show or whatever it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I mean, we could keep talking about food, but I think we could put a pin in it.
Yeah, like every time we do one of these shows, I think we have a takeaway here. I think the takeaway really is like I said.
Yeah.
Go out, go find something from the culture. Like honestly, I'm sad the next time I see your parents, I won't have like traditional white ass like white people pies, big hearty fucking pies, warm things, homemade ice cream. There's a place up there that does homemade ice cream, and it's fucking. Yeah, they do a homemade butter pecan that I'll fucking punch a toddler for. Like, real good. Real good. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, get a nice cut of warm apple or cherry pie, a big hearty scoop of butter pecan, just slightly past the point where it's like just slightly a little melty, right along the side there, chow down. And you were going to be a happy camper.
Oh, so
Asleep
good.
20 minutes, tops.
That
Just
sounds
for the
awesome.
alone.
That sounds so good.
Yeah. God damn. Fuck. That's right. It's that time. I haven't had pecan pie yet. Oh, man. I may have to make a trip. It's vacation for me, Jamie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Vacation 1 of 2. I love the end of the year. So, yeah. We're going to make some bad choices here. It's going to be fun.
Pecan pie.
Yep. Speaking of which, you can follow along at That Guy Chalmers on Instagram. Jamie Noguchi, obviously, they can find you on the YouTubes. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Are you ready to talk about some of the things you've been sharing, or not quite yet?
Oh, yeah. So I've been... I have another channel. So this channel, I used to do a lot of it. I used to do art stuff and then vloggy stuff and just random shit. And then I got hooked up with a multi-channel network, but I was trying to get out of it. And then they dropped me, which is great.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I started up another art channel that was just going to focus mainly on art tutorials and things like that. So I never really made any branding for it. Like I never had a real logo or anything like that. So yeah. I've been working on rebranding that and setting that up, and then trying to build out my web shop to have like stuff from my comic and stuff from the art channel and stuff from the thing that we're working on. So like, I don't know, I've been trying to rebrand everything and get my shit together so I can actually try to make money.
More money? Yeah.
Or any money.
Fair enough. And for those of you who haven't seen it somehow because you live under a rock, the Washington Post article about a one Jamie Noguchi.
I forgot about that.
Of course you did. Yeah. First fucking Time magazine, then the Washington Post. You know, they only do like long form articles about how fucking amazing Jamie is, and the rest of us already realize that Jamie's already forgotten, moved on. He's like, oh yeah, no, fuck it, that thing's forever.
It's going to be in print on Sunday. It's going to be in the Sunday edition this Sunday. So
Sunday edition of the magazine or of the magazine. The magazine. Okay, so. Yeah. So the Sunday edition of the Washington Post magazine, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm saying that correctly.
I think it comes out, I think subscribers get it Saturday or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But it should be out this weekend, so...
Okay. I will have to venture out and get a copy.
I may end up hoard it.
Yeah, I may end up having to buy 2 copies, one to actually read through, the other to cut the pages free and frame them.
Yeah. The photographer...
Photography is so good.
He did an amazing job. Shit, let's see if I have his name here somewhere.
Is it he or she?
It was a he, because
it was he. Okay.
Let's Andre Chung.
Yes,
he did an amazing job. He made
the filter work was rad.
Yeah, he made the auto bar look fucking gigantic.
Yeah, he did.
So that was
which is much appreciated.
Yeah, and Elizabeth Dickinson is the writer. She's a local to Baltimore. She's up by you guys. So.
Yeah, and was incredibly kind not only to you but to Super Art Fight. So I don't know if she'll end up seeing this. I saw her tag us on Instagram, but I do appreciate all of your hard work and genuinely enjoyed it. Not only for self-serving purposes, but like genuinely, I kind of love the the thing that we don't get very often now in the world of Twitter, being able to use 6 words when one will do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like that she was able to just kind of be like, you know what, no, fuck it, I'm breaking the thesaurus out. We're going deep diving in this motherfucker.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I'm reading this, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is us. We look fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did absolutely love, for anyone who hasn't had the personal chance to experience it, gives one of the better ideas of what a backstage in an art fight is like, and kind of the multiple hats that we all wear, but Jamie especially, by both being mentor and artist and performer and hype man and my right hand as far as logistics and technical stuff, and like it definitely shows how much, in a very brief way, how much crazy shit goes into doing all the dick and fart jokes that we do. So again, also as a tie-in, if you get the opportunity, Super Art Fight happening at the Autobar on December 15th. We are doing Holiday Hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
Yep, there's going to be hay bales and all sorts of silly shit.
Really?
I probably not, but
okay.
We'll paint some shit up. It'll definitely look.
Like, we got to clean that up.
This will be a super safe experience into what culture is like. I was joking around with a friend of mine who will go unnamed, said he was thinking about protesting us for white culture appropriation. I told him to go for it. I'll counter protest while wearing overalls. Had a half moment where I debated to see if I could pick a fight on the internet just to see if we could actually get picketers, but I didn't want to scare anyone off on the show. So I won't be picking any fights with anybody, but there's that little part of me that just waits for somebody, some sort of thing, right? Yeah, like
we could.
You like, man, you see what these people are doing to our culture? I'm down there. I'm gonna carry sign. I'm gonna tell them what for, and I'm gonna end up walking out. Guaranteed. I'm giving you a heads up now, kids. Sleeves are optional. I may not be wearing shoes. I may have a rope belt. I'm definitely going to be using some sort of straps to hold my pants up. I don't know.
Yeah, let's put a button on it.
Okay. I'm a fucking moron. I hit a button and I ended up ending everything, so we're going to smash cut this shit together. But yeah, follow Jamie. Check him out of the Washington Post magazine. It's fucking great. Jamie, social media, where can they find you?
Jamie Noguchi, Angry Zen Master on Twitter, and then Jamie Noguchi on Instagram. Those are the places where I'm mostly at, and then Facebook if you want. I might not friend you just if I don't know you. It's not because I don't like you. It's just I don't have a context. So
yeah, no, it makes sense. At that guy Chalmers, Brandon Chalmers on whatever the fuck it is. Type it into your Google machines. Super Art Fight coming up. Jamie, where can they email us?
info@fuckingdoitcast.com.
That's right. If you have something that you'd like Jamie and I to tackle poorly, hit us up. I apparently have opinions about things. Fucking surprise.
Have you gotten any blowback about the comics one yet?
Never.
Oh my god.
No one. Jamie, this tells me one of two things. I'm not hitting the right demo, or I've actually done what I've always wanted to do. I've scared everyone who knows me into not fucking commenting on anything. Like, they're like, I could, but fucking why? I really don't want to argue with them. It's what I want. Just that little bit of fear of like, I could, but I'm not going to win, so fuck it. Like...
That's awesome.
Which probably isn't very positive in all honesty, but fuck it. That's a whole nother rabbit hole in my personality.
Fuck it, man. Yeah.
Who cares? That's right. If you got opinions, keep them to your fucking self. You want us to tackle something, though, hit us up in the email.
Later.
Bitches.